Hey, good morning, team. Welcome to week one of change management. This week we have readings from John Carter, part one, which is going to go over our 8 steps to organizational change. Then I also want you to read chapters 1 and 2 in Bridges, which is going to talk about the freeze, unfreeze, and neutral zone. You have 2 discussion boards that I'm going to ask you to do. The one, I'm going to want you to watch the short video clips I posted from an old movie, or as my daughters say, an antique movie, called Others People's Money. And at this, it's the final stage. Gregory Peck is the CEO of a cable company, and Danny DeVito is a Wall Street investor who's planning on buying out the the organization, and stripping it. Uh, so a lot of people would lose their jobs. And he gives the speech, and both speeches are very compelling. Gregory Peck appeals to the heart, while Danny DeVito's appeals to the head. And I want you to think about this because we've seen this a lot where organizations cannot keep up with change outside of the organization. And you're going to read about this in Carter. So, for instance, just recently, you might have seen this in the news about a video that Arnold Schwarzenegger tweeted criticizing President Trump on a change initiative on energy and coal. And he uses the analogy of Blockbuster. He said, why would we subsidize, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, why would we subsidize coal, which is a dying industry? Would you subsidize Blockbuster to ensure that Netflix never existed 10 years ago? So this is what we want to think about. And this is in this other people's money. Because, of course, if you're working for a company, let's say you were working for Blockbuster, you don't want to lose your job. You're fearful of losing your job. Understandable. But it's a dying industry. So do you want to be, or as Danny DeVito says in this movie, do you want a large stock in a dying industry? Right? He says, hey, at one time there was one buggy whip maker in the world, the whips for the horses. And they were probably the best. They probably made a killing in the industry. However, that industry died. And that buggy whip maker died with it. So that's something to think about. Why do we fear change? And we're going to explore that more in this course. So you have 2 discussion boards. I want you to reflect on a change that you saw fail and why. And also, I want you to reflect on a company that failed to keep up with change, that failed, like Blockbuster, like I gave you. And I'm sure there's a ton out there that you can think about. You have an assignment. The assignment, right, is you're going to pick a change initiative. Could be for a company that you work for, or if you are currently unemployed or something, some type of change. It could even be household. Like, so let's say you want to make a change in, I don't know, something at home. You want to add an addition to the house or something like that. That's a change. And we're going to walk through how to do this because there's really a way to do this. And if you do it wrong, it can be disastrous. So here is a recent one in my beloved Navy. I'll hold my shirt up again, right? The chief of naval operations, which is like the CEO of a large organization, made a change to get rid of enlisted ratings. And he had good intentions on doing this and a reason for doing this. However, it wasn't communicated well enough, in my opinion, to the masses. So when he got rid of ratings, people they were outraged because they didn't understand why. That he didn't understand the identity that people have with this rating. So it was very difficult, and he ended up canceling that change because of it. So yeah, one of it is communications. That's one of the steps from John Carter, and also to have a change, not a change organization, but champions that can communicate your change to other people or your intentions. So anyways, think about that. Discussion boards, like I said, I don't accept late discussion boards, right? The week is done on Tuesday at midnight. Please do not post your discussion boards Tuesday at 11 o'clock. You know why? Because nobody's going to read them, right? You have the weekend. Try to get it done this weekend so your classmates can read them and respond to them. Try to get your initial post done, let's say Saturday night by midnight. That way everybody gets to read them, and then you get your 2 replies to everyone. So that's this week. If everybody have a good 4th of July and stay safe. Don't play with fireworks. And I'll see you when I get back from New York. Okay, keep in touch. Dave out.